So you treat me like a modern slave, Mr. Jailer.
Hey, what's going on? Steven with Kiwibox.com coming at you from New York City, where we are talking with Asa. So I listened to your debut album today. It has a lot of eclectic sounds, a lot of worldly influence. Growing up, what kind of music was playing around the house?
Soul music, Fuji music, that's Lagos local music. We had Afrobeat, Fela Kuti. We had my father had a rich collection. Marvin Gaye. I think it was the music of that time.
So the album was recorded over a period of 6 months, or six weeks, as I understand correctly. Roughly?
Well, it went through processes. There were processes for voicing or recording was about 3 weeks, but the process after, like mixing, remixing, mastering, it took.
So I want to talk about working with Cobhams Emmanuel Azuquo. What was it like working with him? How did he kind of help shape the sound of your debut album?
He was the first guy that really interpreted my music well. I had been struggling with that for a long time, finding someone who could help me, paint the picture that I had in my head clearly. And this guy came, he's totally blind and from nowhere, and he starts this, and so we started friendship. And when the opportunity came to record in Paris, it was just natural to have Cobhams.
Well, I want to talk about specific tracks on the album. I want to start out by talking about Jailer. The lyrics kind of tackle the hypocrisy of government, of oppression. Did you have anything specifically in mind when you went into recording the song or writing the lyrics for it?
Yeah, I had exactly what you said in mind. We've had our share of dictators in Nigeria. We know the story. We live in fear of that repeating, itself. And I always wondered what happened to those people, Then, secondly, I came in. It was a personal encounter. It was a personal experience, I would say. I had my own jailer too, but in the form of boss, and it wasn't fun. I was in a box for a long time. I was depressed. I knew what it meant. I was threatened, and all that anger, I just put it in that music.
Okay. I also want to talk about a lyric on Subway. Something that stood out at me specifically was, could this be the kind of love that my mom used to warn me about? Was that inspired by another song?
Yeah,
maybe?
It was inspired by Wyclef.
I thought so.
The melody,
Yeah. Okay. So I take it you're a big Wyclef fan?
Yes, a big Wyclef fan. That's the beauty of music, where you can listen, share. Everything is always recycling itself, So, well, I heard the melody and I thought it was cool for that song.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and also to talk about No One Knows, there's some record scratching on there as well. It kind of feeds into the whole idea of there being so many sounds on the record. That's obviously a hip-hop sound. Are you a fan of hip-hop at all?
Oh yes, I actually specifically asked Cobhams to go in the hip-hop direction, because that was what I was hearing when I was creating the song.
Did you listen to primarily American hip-hop or French hip-hop, or?
Well, the hip-hop I know has always been American, and we also have our hip-hop now in Nigeria, which is interesting.
Do you find that you identify with, I guess, the themes that Nigerian rappers tend to bring up in their music?
It's interesting. It's coming from a time, and it's over a period of 10 years, and now it's more refined. The hip-hop artists are now, talking directly. They're talking about the situation in the country. The next boy or the schoolboy or the schoolgirl can relate with it. So It's growing.
I understand that this is your first time
my first
in the
time,
U.S. Well, how do you like it here?
The U.S. is an important place. The way people do music here, the way the music has been, managed over the years. It's very interesting, and the world watch.
Yeah. Well, also a couple days ago, you played your first U.S. show as well. How was that experience for you?
It was emotional. It was seeing people listening. Having people come to watch you. It's my first time. I'm like a total stranger. And I want it to be true. Hey, this is Asha, and you're watching me on Kiwibox.